मलाई यो चाहिँ बोल्न पाए सजिलो हुन्थ्यो। बोल्छ यसले? कसरी खिच्ने हो? ओके, किनभनेदेखि हात चलाउन मन लाग्छ क्या बोल्दाखेरि, अनि हात चलाउनलाई चाहिँ त्यसले अलिकति हेल्प गर्छ। हुन्छ। सो दिदीले जुन कुराहरू भन्नुभयो, हामी यो ठाउँसम्म आयौँ अनि हामी सबैजनाको एउटा जोइन्ट कोअपरेसन कोलाबोरेसनमा, र वास्तवमा अब हामी के गर्न चाहन्छौँ, कसरी अगाडि बढ्न चाहन्छौँ, किन हामीले नेम चेन्ज गऱ्यौँ भन्ने कुरालाई लिएर म थोरै अलिक हजुरहरूसँग कुराकानी गर्न चाहन्छु। हामी सबैलाई थाहा छ हामी इसीको हाम्रो भिजन चाहिँ के हो भनेदेखि नेपालका नानीहरूले उमेर सुहाउँदो शिक्षा पाउन्, र त्यो शिक्षा फेरि कस्तो होस् त भन्दाखेरि जिन्दगीका लागि चाहिने खाले शिक्षा होस्। त्यो चाहिँ बडो महत्त्वपूर्ण, एजुकेसन फर लाइफ, त्यो हाम्रो मेन मोटो अथवा स्लोगन अथवा हामी के का लागि काम गर्छौँ भने जिन्दगीका निम्ति एउटा शिक्षा चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो भन्ने कुरामा हामी धेरै फोकस गर्न चाहन्छौँ। र हामी त्यसका निम्ति शिक्षक तालिम, अभिभावक तालिम त्यति मात्रै नभएर नगरपालिकाहरूसँग मोडल स्कुल प्रोग्रामदेखि लिएर प्राइभेट विद्यालयहरूसँग कन्सल्टेसन प्रोग्राम गरेर कसरी सर्भिसलाई अगाडि ल्याउने, र हामीले रिसेन्टली धेरै गर्दै गरेको चाहिँ के हो भनेदेखि बालबालिकाका निम्ति चाहिने रिसोर्सेसहरूको डेभलपमेन्ट हामी त्यो गर्छौँ। अनि के हो त वास्तवमा एजुकेसन फर लाइफ, कहाँबाट मालविका सुब्बाको फोटो आएर एजुकेसन फर लाइफ गर्दै गर्दा, बिकज इट्स अ भेरी टची स्टोरी। रिसेन्टली हामीले एउटा इन्टरभ्यूमा मालविका सुब्बालाई हेऱ्यौँ। मालविका सुब्बा जसले चिन्नुहुन्न, उहाँ हाम्रो टिभी पर्सनालिटी हुनुहुन्छ, अनि उहाँ पहिले मिस नेपाल पनि हुनुभएको थियो धेरै अगाडि, हामी यङ हुँदा भनौँ न, हामी यङ हुँदाखेरि उहाँ मिस नेपाल पनि हुनुभएको थियो। अनि त्यसपछि उहाँले जस्तै एउटा आफ्नो टिभी प्रोग्राममा चाहिँ आफ्नो लाइफ स्टोरी भन्दै जानुभयो क्या, कसरी उहाँको लाइफमा डिभोर्स भयो, के भयो, कुन टेन्सनहरू आयो भनेर। तर आई रियली लाइक हाउ सी सेयर एन्ड हाउ सी ह्यान्डल लाइफ। मलाई त आई रियली रेस्पेक्टेड हाउ सी ह्यान्डल लाइफ है। अब आई एम नट रेस्पेक्टिङ द डिभोर्स पार्ट, बट आई एम रेस्पेक्टिङ हाउ सी स्टुड अप फर वाट सी बिलिभ। अनि त्यो कुरा चाहिँ के हो त वास्तवमा एजुकेसन फर लाइफ। अहिलेसम्म तपाईँ हामीले सुन्दै गरेको देख्दै गरेको एजुकेसन चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि हामीले किताब देखेका छौँ, हामीले ह्यान्डराइटिङ देखेका छौँ, हामीले टेस्ट देखेका छौँ, हामीले फर्स्ट डिभिजन देखेका छौँ, हामीले धेरैसम्म देख्यौँ भने 22 वर्षसम्मको जिन्दगी देखेका छौँ, जब पाउनेसम्म देखेका छौँ क्या। त्योभन्दा पछाडि के त भन्दाखेरि ह्याप्पीली एभर आफ्टर हामीले बुझेको त्यो हो। तर एउटा 38-40 वर्ष पुग्दाखेरि कस्ता खाले लाइफ च्यालेन्जेस आउँछन्, त्यति बेला मान्छेले कसरी ह्यान्डल गर्दो रहेछ, र इफ वी लुक ब्याक वाट आर द थिङ द्याट वी निड टु डेभलप सो द्याट वी क्यान ह्यान्डल दिज डिफिकल्टिज इन लाइफ। त्यो कुरा, त्यो पोइन्ट अफ भ्यूबाट थोरै कुराकानी गरौँ भनेर म हजुरहरूसँग यो मैले मालविका सुब्बाको स्टोरी ल्याएको कारण चाहिँ त्यो हो। हाउ टु सर्भाइभ इन डिफ्रेन्ट फेजेस अफ लाइफ, वाट रियली म्याटर्स वेन वी एजुकेट फर लाइफ। किनभनेदेखि तपाईँ हामी त्यो एसएलसी पास गर्ने, फर्स्ट डिभिजन ल्याउने, राम्रो ह्यान्डराइटिङ बनाउने बच्चामा हामी खुसी हुनेवाला छैनौँ क्या। वी हेभ मच बिगर एम्बिसन। सो देन वाट आर वी गोइङ टु डु, वाट आर वी थिङ्किङ। यो चाइनिज थिङ्किङ छ, अर्डर एन्ड केओस। एन्ड एउटा राइटर हुनुहुन्छ, म धेरै फलो गर्छु उहाँलाई, जोर्डन पिटरसन। अनि जोर्डन पिटरसनले भन्नुहुन्छ we are always standing between order and chaos. We know there is certain things that are open, we know things, but there are certain things we don't know how the world is, and we always are in between known and unknown world, and that is where we are, and that is where we are also guiding the children. How do we guide our children in between known and unknown world? There is a uncertainty, there is a chaos, there is a fear, there is a darkness. But there is also certainty, there is also known pattern, known thing, known people, known world, and we are always in between. There is a writer called Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura studied a lot about this human, how do we behave with one another in social context. His theory was about this social learning theory. But recently, 17 years ago, not 17 years ago, he came up with a new terminology. I really like that terminology. Agency, personal agency. And I think what happened in Malvika Subba's case is, she had a strong, good reflective personal agency which help her to survive these different phases of life. And she was talking about, she was also talking about her body parts. She was also talking about, what, मान्छेले मलाई यो भन्ला त्यो भन्नु भन्दा पनि I want to live what I believe in. And मैले सेकेन्ड ह्यान्ड फर्निचर किने, द्याट वाज द डिफिकल्ट फेज अफ लाइफ. अब हाम्रो लागि त वाउ, त्यो लाखौँ मान्छेले आई लाइक टु हेभ अ लाइफ अफ लाइक मालविका सुब्बा भनेर देखेको हो. तर ऊ भल्नरेबल भएर त्यहाँ अगाडि आएर भन्न सक्नु, आई थिङ्क द्याट इज समथिङ द्याट वी रियली निड टु एडमायर. सो वाट हेल्प हर इज सी ह्याड अ भेरी स्ट्रङ एन्ड वाइज एजेन्सी, and that agency helped her. But what fuels agency? Agency is a driver. So what is the agency? You have an agency, I have an agency. The element that makes our decision is our agency. That's a driver. That's a driver of our life. But what does the agency live from? Agency lives from self-efficacy. What is self-efficacy? It's a petrol. But self-efficacy, the whole thing is, who am I and what can I do? That is a fuel of agency. So, what can I do? What risk can I take? Can I do this? Should I do this or not? भन्ने कुराको proper decision agency ले लिन्छ. तर त्यो agency ले के गर्छ भने त्यो self-efficacy बाट सल्लाह लिन्छ क्या, and it makes a decision. And this is what we make life decision from. अनि अघि नै मैले भने अल्बर्ट बान्दुराको थ्योरी. तर यी सबै कुरा कहाँबाट हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि इट्स अल बिट्विन दिस नोन एन्ड अननोन वर्ल्ड. एजेन्सीलाई थाहा छ दिस मच इज सर्टेन, दिस मच इज अनसर्टेन. मलाई थाहा छैन के हुन्छ, तर यति कुरा बुझेको आधारमा लेट्स मेक दिस डिसिजन. सो एजेन्सी एन्ड सेल्फ एफिकेसी. तर त्यो सेल्फ एफिकेसी केमा बसेको छ त भन्दाखेरि देयर आर 4 फ्याक्टर. द्याट इज वाट दिस अल्बर्ट बान्दुरा टक्स अबाउट. सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्सन, intentionality mean तपाईको aim or vision or what you want to do in life. Self regulation, तपाईले आफैले आफैलाई कसरी रेगुलेट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, how much control are you in of yourself. र अर्को चाहिँ forethought है. त्यसपछि हामीले देखेका सुनेका कुराहरू, यी सबै कुराहरूलाई जब हामी हेर्छौँ भनेदेखि त्यसबाट चाहिँ के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि सेल्फ एफिकेसीले डिसिजन मेकिङ पावर तपाईँलाई दिन्छ. सो अब मालविका सुब्बाको केसमा सी लुक्ड एट व्हाट डु आई लिभ. मलाई जिन्दगीमा के चाहिन्छ, म के चाहन्छु, म यो तरिकाले जिरहन सक्छु कि सक्दिनँ त. तर कस्ता खाले स्ट्रगलहरू आउनेवाला छन्, समाजले के भन्छ, सोसाइटीले के भन्छ, फाइनेन्सियली कस्तो सिचुएसन हुन्छ, मैले कसरी ह्यान्डल गर्छु, त्यो सबै कुराहरूलाई निर्क्योल गरेर के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि the agency makes a decision, and her agency made a decision. Okay, I really have to move out of it. If we हामीले early childhood death study गर्दाखेरि there is something called executive function. Nowadays it's very much famous. तर they have brought a new terminology, core capability, and I like that. I don't want to confuse with too many things, but they are the similar thing. I just want to say that core capability and agency, the self-efficacy are similar things. हामीले नानीहरूको उमेरमा भन्दा यो भन्छौँ र उसको लागि त्यो भन्छौँ. र वास्तवमा तपाईँ र मैले बनाउन खोजेको नानी कस्तो हो त भन्दाखेरि जसको पर्सनल एजेन्सी स्ट्रङ छ, जो आफ्नो लाइफको कन्ट्रोलमा छ, जो आफू होपफुल छ, जो आई क्यान डु दिस भन्न चाहन्छ. तर धेरै पटक हामी त्यो कुरा बिर्सिन्छौँ. तपाईँ र मैले वास्तवमा बनाउन खोजेको नानी त्यस्तो हो. तर हामी कहाँ गएर अड्किन्छौँ एज अ प्यारेन्ट, एज अ टिचर भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी त्यो स्पेलिङ, एबिसिडी, क ख ग घ, ह्यान्ड राइटिङ, हामी त्यहाँ गएर अड्किन्छौँ धेरै पटक. बट a lot of time, the saddest part is that a lot of time जुन एजेन्सीलाई हामीले बढावा दिनुपर्ने एबिसिडी क ख ग घ 1 2 3 4 को उसमा हामीले त्यो एजेन्सीलाई नै क्रस गरिदिन्छौँ धेरै पटक. अनि जब त्यो एडल्टहुडमा आइसकेपछि एन्जाइटीदेखि लिएर डिप्रेसनदेखि लिएर मिनिङलेसनेस अफ लाइफदेखि लिएर सबै कुरा किन आउँछ भन्दा द एजेन्सी इज भायोलेटेड. द एजेन्सी क्यानट रेकग्नाइज द प्याटर्न. एजेन्सी क्यानट recognize which person is reliable, trustworthy, which behavior, which direction, त्यो decision making is not strong enough. त्यो भइसकेपछि कति अवस्था हामीलाई के त्यति पनि नबुझेको भन्छौँ क्या हामी त्यो मान्छेलाई. वास्तवमा maybe his or her agency is violated and the agency is not strong enough to make a judgment and quick decision and how to move forward. But हामीले बनाउन खोजेको चिल्ड्रेन यस्तो हो कि जसको स्ट्रङ सेन्स अफ एजेन्सी छ, who are doing something, who can stand for themselves and who are not afraid to do the right thing in right moment. So then what do we need to do because of all of that? There are a few things like communication and meaningful experience. They are the most important but the most underrated academic activity in Nepal. Communication and meaningful experiences. When children are communicating, they are forming their ideas, they are forming their competences, they are thinking, they are making decisions, they are making themselves strong, and they are learning to stand for their point. But a lot of times there is very less opportunity for communication. It happens, of course, they play with their friends, it happens in the tiffin time, but intentionally pedagogical activity, communication doesn't happen. And I think one of the very important aspects is creating opportunity where children can communicate with one another, but also with the teacher and also with the parent. I think that is one of the very important aspects. The other one is meaningful experiences. The experiences the children enjoy and reflect from, because the sense of success makes their agency strong. And why Malvika Supa's agency was strong is she had quite a successful life and career. And that gives the fuel to fight for something, go for it. But when it comes to younger children, what do we need to do? Storytelling, literacy, of course we all know that one. Comprehension activity, play, physical activity, art, design, learning by doing. And these are the activities that really help younger children to develop their strong sense of self-efficacy and agency, because there is a room for feeling successful. I am someone, I am doing something, I can do it, I am not that bad. Your feelings enough develop hune mauka chahi, they get it. But when there is one way feeding from a teacher and then यति पनि होमवर्क गरेको छैन from parent, हेर्नु न के रे लेख्दै लेख्दैन, ए लेख्छ बी लेख्छ त्यसपछि लेख्दै लेख्दैन, then what does the child feel? Oh, I am not good enough. So agency, what happens? The agency feels, yeah, I am not good enough. So the self-talk is, I am not good enough, I am not good. So that is a self-talk child developed from very early onward. So what does the agency happen? Yeah, you are not good enough, you cannot fight, you are not like others. So that how can we create those environment where the agency, and now we also have a collaboration with the municipality, and one of the very important aspects I am very much not yet happy with is the number of children in each class. कतिजना विद्यार्थी राख्नुपर्छ? 50 जना त चाहिहाल्छ नि. How many teachers are able to make 50 जना नानीको त्यो एजेन्सी स्ट्रङ बनाउन कसैले सक्छ? सक्दैन. It's just impossible. It's just not possible. 50 जनालाई लेक्चर दिएको भरमा एजेन्सी is not going to be strong. They are always going to be these parrot children. Do we want parrot children? And who cannot even parrot after a few years? And respectful social interaction and stimulating atmosphere. The other very important aspect, we were in the Netherlands a few months ago, and then our professor is a writer. He's a thinker writer, and I like his thinking. What he says is, our institution has to be like a hotel where they are welcomed very nicely. Children are welcome, students are welcome, and there is a good atmosphere to sit, feel comfortable, and I like to be there. And I think the hospitality is very strong aspect. So how can we create hospitable environment at school? So this is what we have to keep on working on. And what are the things that we need to work? I think investment in education is one of the very important aspects. The other important aspect is the teacher, because if the teacher is not going to invest in the life of our children, their agency is not going to get stronger and good enough. Parents, schools, how can we make our school? I like to go to school. Teacher education program, learning resources, pedagogical activities, storybooks, and many other things. We really need to keep on innovating. And I know many of you have school and तपाईले त्यो धेरै ठुलठुला प्राइभेट सेक्टरको बुकहरू चलाउनुहुन्छ and I have children and I look at it doesn't make sense. तपाईं पढेर हेर्नुस् धेरै जसो त्यो पब्लिकेसनका बुकहरू, it doesn't even make sense to you and me. How does this make sense to young children? So they are just bombarded with unnecessary content which is presented in a very wrong way. And so that is one of the very strong area, having good resources, very, very important thing. So then what is ECEC believe about teacher education? That is what we believe about children education. About teacher education, a teacher need to have a theoretical knowledge and also practical skills, and also they need to develop their conviction and motivation. And this is what is our main motto: theoretical knowledge, guided practice, and relational mentoring. Because this relational mentoring helps teachers' agency to get stronger. Because if the teacher doesn't have a positive self-agency, they cannot help children develop the positive self-agency. It's just a parallel process. If a parent doesn't have a strong positive self-agency, they cannot help children develop the positive self-agency. So it's a parallel process. So as an institution, as a school, as a teacher training institute, as a university, we always need to think, how can we help teacher to develop the positive self-agency, stronger self-agency, so that they are able to invest in the life of our children and they can also develop the positive self-agency. So then our school, our teacher education, our organization, we also need to work in, because teachers also need stronger personal self-agency. We need good communication in our institution. We need meaningful experiences in our institution. And whenever we are doing teacher education from university or in campus, how can we develop the theoretical knowledge, guided practice, and mentoring, so that we can help these people form their agency stronger and effective. And of course, respectful social interaction and stimulating atmosphere. And I really like, because if you have the same person who is working in a hotel, he is very nice. Hello, namaste, welcome, and then if that same person goes to school, hey, the same person flips, changes. But how can we create that hotel-like environment in our school, so that, oh, I like to go to that hotel, I like to go to that school. And I think that is what we need to keep on working for. So this is what ECEC's main work is: child in the center, but we have core things like school consultation, parent empowerment, child-friendly resource development, and teacher education. And we like to work together with you all in this way, and we have been working, and we have been very thankful for, because this is what we are working for last many years. Of course, we are also forming ourselves, we are also forming our own agency, in a way, organizational agency. But तपाईहरु सबैलाई हामी धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छौं, because you have been part of helping us to form our own agency. We are doing something in this area. So we like to thank you from the beginning, those who have been part of our short courses, and you trusted us. Thank you so much for that. And we also have many one-year students I see here, and we like to thank you for being part of the one-year course, but at the same time, we also like to acknowledge and thank Kathmandu University for partnering for this course, because there are many school principals who are doing these things, and of course their school is better than before. Of course, there are still many things to improve, which we all know that. And we also like to thank a lot of partner organizations who have been very enthusiastic in implementing ICDP parenting program, because this parenting program actually helps parents to develop their stronger agency. Parents develop positive agency so that they can help children develop positive agency. So this ICDP is a very strong program. And we also have been doing many school consultation program too with many schools. So thank you so much for being part of that. And also many schools are using ECEC resources. Thank you so much for being trusting us actually for that. Also we have our service providing partner, 3-star Teacher Education Center, TS Tech, and TS Tech is in Chava Hills, Itahari and Pokhara, because we cannot reach everywhere. So now we have been providing service through TS Tech in those locations, and we also like to thank you for those organizations who have been cooperating, but also to TS Tech and STAR. But I also like to give special thanks to ECEC staff. We also have many ex-staff, so we like to thank you all, because you have been part of ECEC to be ECEC in many different ways, and you have had this a lot of hard work, out of valley trip, and then making, cutting, creating, cleaning the table. When we hire in the beginning, we work, we don't have hierarchy in ECEC, everybody works everything. Teacher trainer bhara yahaneri table पनि पुस्नु पर्छ या पुस्नु पर्छ, because it's part of the formation that we do. And so thank you all for doing that. Table पुस्ने देखि लिएर त्यो के रे ग्लास अनि पेन्ट गरेको त्यो उहरु ब्रशहरु धुने देखि लिएर, we have all been part of that, so we really want to appreciate that work. And we also like to appreciate Sudesha High School. They have been welcoming many of our visitors from different part of the country, because नजिकै हुनुहुन्छ, राम्रो प्र्याक्टिस गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, त्यहाँ जाउँ न हेरौँ भन्नलाई Birangana ma'am is here. We really want to thank you because you have been always open for that. We also like to thank you Genuine School, because they have been part of it and then also have opened the door many times. There are also a lot of other schools, but who has opened the door for that from past year. Bodhi Diksha School, because why did we say these 3 schools is, we also have made a video. हामी तपाईलाई एकछिन भिडियो पनि देखाउनेछौँ, उहाँहरूले त्यो भिडियो बनाउनलाई पनि सहायता गर्नुभयो, त्यसका लागि हामी स्पेशल तपाईलाई थ्यांक यू भन्न चाहन्छौँ. We also like to acknowledge and thank Belbari municipality. We have been partner for 3 years, and धेरै 31 वटा स्कुलमा निकै राम्रो प्र्याक्टिसहरु सुरु भएको छ. Of course long way to go, but thank you Bhupendra sir, Elena ma'am यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ, thank you so much. And we also like to thank Mahalakshmi municipality. जहाँनेरि हाम्रो धेरै जना सरहरु देख्दैछु अनि नगरपालिकाबाट म्याम आउनु भएको छ, अनि तपाईहरुलाई पनि धन्यवाद जुन पार्टनरशिपमा त्यहाँको नानीहरुले राम्रो शिक्षा पाउँदैछन्. We like to thank for that. Also Kathmandu University, because they have been our partner for our course. We also have our partner NLI University College, Norway, and Nepal Open University. We have been developing a course for a little bit higher grades with Open University. We also like to thank for partnership and collaboration, and we also like to acknowledge our thank to our Himal partner, because Himal partner has been our faithful partner for many years. Likewise, Word and Art Dutch organization, they have been partner with us, I think about 5-6 years. So we also like to acknowledge our thank to all of these organizations. So what is the future? Children need good resources. Storybook, teacher education, Bachelor of Education, postgraduate diploma in education, short courses, all these things has to be innovated and made good, and then wow, I am learning something, I like to do that course. Your feeling development, and we like to be part of developing that one. And we also like to expand our services to different cities through our partner TS Tech. An school consultation program, we need to upgrade our school because the world is much ahead in education than us. So we have to catch up. Parent education, parent has to be educated and their agency has to be made stronger. So looking at all these things, we are doing a lot of things in early childhood. It started 22 years ago with early childhood. अनि फेरि अहिले काम गर्न खोजे नि तपाईहरु अर्ली चाइल्डहुड हैन त्यो सानो बच्चाहरुलाई कसरी खेल्ने भनेर भन्ने हैन. सो मान्छेको त्यो दृष्टिकोण चाहिँ के हुँदो रहेछ भनेदेखि त्यो बच्चाहरुलाई खेलाउने हुँदो रहेछ. So we wanted to change our name from early childhood because we are not only early childhood anymore. We are also early childhood, but we are much more than early childhood because we are doing much more things than early childhood. So this is because we are working as a catalyst in a different aspect, and we can develop and competent, satisfied, and motivated children, teachers, and parents. And we are a catalyst. You are also catalyst in your own way. We have a lot of organizations, very crucial work they are doing. Like we are all working together for one cause, so that all the children in Nepal develop stronger sense of agency, confidence, and they have a skill that they can develop in life. So we like to request you all, let's cooperate together in some way. Of course, we have our own work, our own vision, our own mission. But wherever we can, let's collaborate, because at the end of the day, the children of Nepal, म त 12 सक्ने बित्तिकै विदेश जाने होइन, म 12 सक्ने अनि नेपालमै बस्ने अनि काम गर्ने अनि नेपाललाई राम्रो बनाउने, त्यो अर्काले राम्रो बनाइदिएको देशमा गएर पलायन हुने ह्युमन बनाउने होइन क्या. हाम्रो देशलाई म I want to make something, I want to do something, and I want to feel proud of doing something, and I want to be part of developing Nepal into a good country. I think let's work on developing our children into that. And so that is what we like to encourage you all, request you all, school, teachers, parents, government agencies, non-government agencies, let us work together. Thank you so much.